say a thing. The sax played a soft absorption, and the bell began to ring. The Rhodes remembers the puddle there, the bass recalls the stain. You wiped it slow and steady, and the hurt began to wane. The bartender gave you extra napkins, but you used your sleeve instead. The sax played a quiet cleaning, and the love was gently fed. You wiped the counter where I spilled my heart. The sax knows the cloth. Some love is in the cleaning up, not the keeping of the oath. The brushes swept the fragments, the drums dried the space. Keeping of the oath. Counter, spilled heart, wiped. The sax cleans the final spot, then the counter's clear, and the pain is numb. You gave me your jacket, even though you were cold. I saw you hide the shake. The sax played a soft trembling for the love that gives and takes. The Rhodes remembers how your arms went bare into the night. The bass walked a little shiver, but you said you were alright. I tried to give it back to you. Tied around. The sax played a soft refusal, and the warmth was found. You gave me your jacket, even though you were cold. The sax calls burn. Some love is in the giving of the warmth you didn't earn. The brushes chattered a little, the drums pull their sleeves. You gave me your jacket, even though you were cold. The sax calls that a bird. Some love is in the giving of the warmth you didn't earn. Jacket, cold, gave. The sax shivers the final note, then I'm warm, and the love is afloat. You noticed I was quiet and got quieter. Didn't ask me why. The sax played a soft mirror beneath the evening sky. The rose remembers how you dimmed your light to match the dark in me. The bass walked a little softer, and the silence set us free. We said for an hour without a word, and it was the best talk yet. The sax played a soft companionship, and the quiet paid the debt. You noticed I was quiet and got quieter. The sax calls that love. Some love is in the hush between the push and the shove. The brushes barely whispered, the drums held the peace. You noticed I was quiet and got quieter. The sax calls that love. Some love is in the hush between the push and the shove. Quiet matter, you. The sax fades to none, and the silence holds what we've become. Turn down the music so we could talk. The volume went to low. The sax played a soft mini window, and the words began to flow. The Rhodes remembers how the silence became a different sound. The bass walked a little closer, and the common ground was found. We spoke about the smallest things, the weather and the moon. The sax played a soft listening, and the night could not come too soon. You turned down the music so we could talk. The sax calls that a gift. Some love is in the turning down, so the quiet gets to lift. The brushes soften their touch, the drums lowered their tone. You turned down the music so we could talk. The sax calls that a gift. Some love is in the turning down, so the quiet gets to lift. Music don't talk. You. The sax fades to a hum, then the words are all that the night becomes. You remember the name of my childhood dog from a story I once told. The sax sax played a soft tail wag, and the night turned gold. The rose remembers how you said it, Bailey with a smile. The bass walked a little playful, and I hadn't felt that in a while. I haven't thought of Bailey in years, but suddenly he was there. The sax played a soft fetching, and the love was everywhere. You remember the name of my childhood dog. The sax calls that a keeper. Some love is in the holding of the things that go deeper. The brushes barked a little, the drums chased a tail. The sax calls that a keeper. Some love is in the holding of the things that go deeper. Childhood dog, name remembered. The sax fetches the final stick, then Bailey runs, and the love is quick. You stayed on the phone until I fell asleep. I heard you breathing low. The sax played a soft slumber, and the love began to grow. The Rhodes remembers how I drifted mid-sentence and mid-word. The bass walked a little slower, and the silence was preferred. I woke up once around 2 a.m. You were still on the line. The sax played a soft watching, and the night became a sign. You stayed on the phone until I fell asleep. The sax calls that a vow. Some love is in the staying through the silence and the now. The brushes held the receiver, the drums breathed with me. You stayed on the phone until I fell asleep. The sax calls that are vow. Some love is in the staying through, the silence and the now. Phone asleep, stayed. The sax drifts, the final snore, and the call ends. But the love is more. The drummer only uses brushes tonight. No sticks, no loud attack. The sax follows his silver lead and never looks back. The Rhodes plays with felt hammers. The bass plucks with a whisper glove. The whole band is tiptoeing through the ruins of our love. I sing so soft the mic almost sleeps. My lips barely touch the air. The drummer nods, the brushes swirl, and the night becomes a prayer. The drummer only uses brushes tonight. The sax is barely there. We're all afraid of waking something, so we tiptoe everywhere. The kick drum wears a blanket. The hi-hat holds its breath. The drummer only uses brushes tonight. The sax is barely there. We're all afraid of waking something, The sax makes no sound at the end. Then the drums stop first and recommend. Discipline I never dreamed of. The bass line holds a single note so long, a proof that I am strong enough to be wrong. Believing was the easy part, you see. Staying gone is what's required of me. The sax exhales a cloud of what was once, a truth I now confront, a silent front. No dramatic exit, no slam door, just a presence that exists no more. I've become a ghost that doesn't haunt, a space that you can want but won't. Staying gone is an art form on its own, a masterpiece of leaving well alone. No letter sent, no call to make, a silence for the others' sake. Is fading into undertow, a place I let myself go, soft and slow. The brushes barely graze the memory skin, a curtain closing in, a peace within. The hardest thing is not to leave, it's to become what you believe. A vow of absence kept so true that even I can't find you. like a slow devotion. Your name drips through the room, soft as smoke, fading too soon. I don't need tomorrow now. This moment knows me somehow. Let the bassline carry me through this late night reverie. Rhodes fall gently on my skin, like a place already deep in. Saxophone bends what's true till my silence sounds like you. If dreams could stay awake, they'd move at the pace we make. I don't need tomorrow now. This moment knows me somehow. Let the bassline carry me through this late night reverie. When the night forgets my name, I'll still be here just the same. She sings, the room gets warm, like a quiet storm. Every light bends low, just to know every note feels close and real. What we feel, stay right here inside her tone. Let it wrap us home. If the night begins to bloom, stay tuned. Stay a little closer now. Feel it somehow. In this warmth she brings to sound, we're found. Low bass leaning on her breath, brush drums soften depth. Her smile breaks the line, perfect time. Time, let's go, moves us slow. Stay right here inside her tone. Let it wrap us home. just a sound we've found. No words to add, just what we had. If the morning breaks the spell, do tell. Stay. Her breath falls between the notes like a secret softly spoke. Every word stays close to skin, pulling in. Every sound is barely there, hanging in the air. Stay right here, don't rush the sound. Let it float around. If the night leans into me, let it be. Stay a little closer now, hear me somehow. In this fragile, quiet tone, we're home. Low bass fading from the room. Brush drums leave perfume. Her voice moves slow and near, crystal clear. Time stands thin, pulls us in. Stay right here, don't rush the sound. Let it float around. If the night leans into me, let it be. Stay a little closer now, hear me somehow. In this fragile, quiet tone, we're home. No echo, no reply, just this sigh. If the silence starts to speak, let it keep. Stay, listen close, feel it most under breath and gentle air. I'm there. One last breath. Nothing left. Nothing left. Midnight breeze across the balcony. City lights below the sky. Every window softly glowing. thousand quiet eyes. Distant traffic slowly humming through the calm of silver air. While the sax begins to whisper, something fragile somewhere there. Midnight breeze and city lights floating softly through the night. Every note begins to rise, like a dream before my eyes. Street lamps shining on the river, golden lines that drift away. Like the echoes of a promise from a long forgotten day. Somewhere music from a doorway spills into the quiet street. And the rhythm of the evening moves in slow and gentle beats. Maybe love was just a moment, like a chord that fades too soon. But the memory keeps playing underneath the quiet moon. And the midnight breeze keeps blowing crashing sand. The tremolo is the way the tide pulls at the place where you used to hide, inside my chest, inside my ribs. The bass walks where the fog forbids. The brush drums are the oars of a boat that someone forgot how to keep afloat. The reverb is the only note that knows the shape of what you wrote. Fog rolling off the bass, covering every mirror's face. The Rhodes plays chords I can't retrace. The sax leaves fingerprints on space. The brush drums keep a quiet pace. Fog rolling off the bass, I finally found my hiding place. Inside the fog, inside the bass. I used to need the shore to see where I was going, who to be. But fog has taught me how to float without a destination or a boat. The bass lies like a question mark that drifts alone inside the dark. The Rhodes answers with a spark that barely lands before it's stark. The sax is not a cry tonight, it's just a line of softer light that bends around the fog and lands gently on my open hands. The brush drums sound like distant rain falling on a broken chain. The bass slides lower then again. Fog rolling off, no pain, no gain. Fog rolling off the bass, covering every mirror's face. The Rhodes plays chords I can't retrace. The sax leaves fingerprints on space. The brush drums keep a quiet pace. Fog rolling off the bass, I finally found my hiding place. Inside the fog, inside the bass. What if the fog is just my skin, learning to let the world not in? What if the bass slide is the thin line between where I end and begin? What if the Rhodes is a violin played by the ghost of what has been? Then fog rolling off the bass is a hymn for the broken and the paper thin. Fog rolling off the bass, covering every mirror's face. The Rhodes plays chords I can't retrace. The sax leaves fingerprints on space. The brush drums keep a quiet pace. Fog rolling off the bass, I finally found my hiding place. Inside the fog, inside the bass. Fog rolling off the bass slides, the fog hides. Fog rolling off the bass, and I disappear inside the bass, inside the fog, right here. Fog rolling off the bass, and I disappear inside the bass, inside the bass. inside the fog right here. The bass player closed his eyes tonight. He doesn't need to see. The strings know where your body was, dancing next to me. The sax followed his example and played with eyelids down. The Rhodes just floated on the air like a ghost inside the town. I watched them play without looking and wondered if that's how I should love you from now on, with my eyes closed anyhow. The bass player closed his eyes. The sax stopped searching too. Sometimes the deepest seeing is the blindness we walk through. Brushes closed their silver eyes. The kick drum held its breath. The bass player closed his eyes. The sax stopped searching too. Deepest seeing is the blindness we walk through. Closed eyes, bass player. The sax plays in the dark, and so do I, without a mark. subtle glow dissolving gloom. Your fingertips trace slow across my wrist, a tender pulse I can't resist. The road flows slightly, barely real, softening everything I feel. Your breath drifts close like a hidden clue, a gentle warmth pulling through. Quiet blooming blue tonight, softly holding me just right. Wrap me in your gentle light. Keep the world out of sight. If shadows try to intervene, let them fade into the screen. Hear your presence, feel serene, soft as thoughts we keep unseen. The sax hums low like a private tune, a lowly dance under a silver moon. Your voice a whisper wrapped in hue, a fragile truth I fall into. Quiet blooming blue tonight, softly holding me just right. Stay with me in this muted light till dawn forgets the quiet night. There are moments we don't mention, still they echo in the air. In your eyes I see reflections of a truth we never shared. Every glance a quiet story, every pause a hidden line. We keep dancing round the feeling like it's something undefined. And I wonder if you feel it in the way our shadows move. The silence speaks louder than words. In every glance, every turn, you don't need to explain. I can feel what remains in the hush we create. there's a truth we don't face, still it lingers in this space. Gentle chords fall like a whisper through a room we never named, sitting close but worlds between us, burning in a quiet flame. Every second stretches longer, like it's scared to disappear. If I reach a little closer, would you pull away or hear? If tomorrow fades to nothing, would we finally understand all the words we left unspoken, slipping softly through our hands? Let the silence carry on, like a never-ending song. The vocal mic still has your height, marked with a piece of tape. The sound guy never changed it, like a shrine he can't escape. The sax leans in where you would stand and plays into the space. The Rhodes fills in your breathing, and the bass holds your place. I walked up to the stage tonight and stood where you would sing. The mic was cold, the light was blue, and I felt everything. The vocal mic still has your height, the sax still sings your key. Every note is a shadow of who you used to be. The brushes tap like footsteps, the kick drum said your name. The vocal mic still has your height, the sax still sings your key. Every note is a shadow sax pulls back slow. Then the PA hisses and lets you go. There's a feeling in the distance, hanging softly in the air. Every word we never whispered still is waiting somewhere there. In the corners of the silence, in the echoes of goodbye, there's a question left between us. Neither one of us will try, and it lingers like a shadow we can never leave behind, unanswered in the air. A moment we still share. No goodbye, no end, just a space we pretend. Every glance, every sigh holds a truth we deny. Still it stays everywhere, unanswered in the air. Sax and questions no one dares to answer now. Every note a quiet tension. We don't know what to allow. In between the lines we're fading, like a dream we can't outrun, holding on to something broken long before it had begun. If we let the silence take us, would we finally be free, or just drift in endless circles through what never came to be? Let it linger, let it stay. We don't have to fade away. In the stillness we remain, like a soft unending rain. face tonight. It used to know it well. Now it shines on empty chairs and stories I won't tell. I walk the bridge where we once kissed. The river ran the same, but every reflection showed just me and whispered back your name. The jazz club changed the neon sign. The pianist grew old, but every minor chord still sounds like the secret that we sold. The moon forgot your face, but the saxophone still sees every curve, every lie, every late night cry. Every ghost between the keys. The rose fades to silence. The bass walks out of frame. The moon forgot your face, but the saxophone still sees every curve, every lie, every late night cry. Every ghost between the keys. Moon forgot, but the sax still plays for you. Velvet after 2 a.m. The sax sighs like an old friend. Rain is tracing down the glass like memories too slow to pass. The street light paints a golden bruise on every corner. I refuse is still on the second hook. I read the same line in the same book. The Rhodes trembles just a little, like my heart when it's this brittle. The bass walks deep beneath the floor, like someone knocking at a door that never opens anymore, just echoes from the night before. Nobody's talking, the dark is walking across the keys so tenderly. Velvet after 2 a.m. I breathe you in again and let the silence cover me. I made a promise to the moon I wouldn't call you up this soon, but soon is such a velvet word, soft and slow and absurd. Oh yeah, the brush drums whisper, let her go. The sax says no, 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 and I'm just sitting in the glow of something only late nights know. Nobody's talking, the dark is walking across the keys so tenderly. Velvet after 2 a.m. I breathe you in again and let the silence cover me. Maybe 2 a.m. is just a liar, stoking embers into fire, but velvet knows what skin requires, a touch, a ghost, a slow desire. I won't call, but I won't sleep. The night is warm, the wound is deep, and every promise I can't keep falls velvet at your feet. Nobody's talking, the dark is walking across the keys so tenderly. Velvet after 2 a.m. I breathe you in again and let the silence cover me. Soft and low, velvet after 2 a.m. I know, I know, velvet after 2 a.m. Velvet after 2 a.m. Velvet after 2 a.m. Quiet corners of the night where the street lights softly glow, every shadow slowly moving in a rhythm calm and slow. Lonely Lonely footsteps down the pavement echo through the empty air, while the sax begins to murmur stories no one else can hear. Quiet corners in the night, dreams dissolving in the light. Every note begins to flow where the silent heartbeats go. Open windows in the distance, let the midnight music rise. Like a velvet wave of rhythm floating softly through the skies. Passing trains beyond the river sing a distant gentle tune. Like a quiet jazz confession underneath the drifting moon. Maybe somewhere in this silence, love is waiting patiently, like a song that keeps returning through the night for you and me. Maybe somewhere in this silence, love is waiting patiently, like a song that keeps returning through the night for you and me. And the quiet streets keep breathing while the music fades away, leaving only soft reflections of the dreams we couldn't stay. Trace me a cartography of embers, darling. Map the places where the heat still lingers on. The base is drawing borders where the passion used to burn. A map of our return at every turn. shape. We've learned to navigate, escape. Nothing ever truly dies. It just changes form and lies, waiting underneath the grave for the wind to blow it our way. A cartography via verse, glow, slow. We know. Cafe closed at 3 a.m. The chairs are up, but I'm still there. The Rhodes is leaning on the wall. The bass is walking through the hall of empty tables, empty cups. The sax is licking its own wounds. The brush drums sound like frozen lakes. The reverb shakes, the reverb breaks. I ordered what I always take, a slow goodbye, a few mistakes. The barista turned off the lights, but left a single bulb for nights like this one, where the memory bites and every chord has second sights. The upright bass slides toward the door. The sax plays something that's not sure. The Rhodes repeats, I'm not your cure, but plays you anyway. In pure cafe, closed at 3 a.m. But I'm still sitting where I sat. The bass walks slow, the sax says damn. The Rhodes plays chords that fall flat. The brush drums keep the minutes numb. The reverb is my kingdom come. Cafe closed at 3 a.m. I'm the only one not done. I used to meet you by the window, where the fog would draw a thin bow across the glass, across my chin. No, the sax still plays the way you'd grin. No, the bass slides low, a quiet sin. So the Rhodes gives in, the night is thin. Brush drums spin, the reverb grows. Cafe closed, but nobody knows. The coffee's cold, the milk is split. The sax is having a quiet fit. The bass walks right through it. The Rhodes is done, the Rhodes admits that every chord is counterfeit. The brush drums quit, the reverb sits. Cafe closed, I'm still in it. The dark is warm. reverb is my kingdom come. Cafe closed at 3 a.m. I'm the only one not done. What if the cafe never closes? What if the dark just recomposes every note of you and roses? What if the bass slide never stops? What if the Rhodes just drops and drops? Then 3 a.m. is where the clock stops lying and the sex unlocks the door. I'm still behind. Cafe closed? No, it's not. Cafe closed at 3 a.m. But I'm still sitting where I sat. The bass walks slow, the sax says damn. The Rhodes plays chords that fall flat. The brush drums keep the minutes numb. The reverb is my kingdom come. Cafe closed at 3 a.m. I'm the only one not done. Cafe closed at 3 a.m. The chairs are up, but I'm still there. Cafe closed, I don't care. 3 a.m. I'm still there. Cafe closed, I don't care. 3 a.m. I'm still there. Every chair still holds your outline. Every wall repeats your name. Like the air has learned your presence and refuses now to change. There's a warmth inside the silence, like it hasn't noticed yet that the night you walked away is a night it won't forget. This room remembers you in everything I do, in the way the shadows move in the quiet after you. Nothing really leaves, it just shifts inside the view. This room remembers you. Saxophone plays like a memory that won't settle into rest. Every note just leans a little toward the place you left your breath. I don't turn the lights on fully, I just let the dimness stay. Like it helps me keep the feeling from completely drifting away. Even time feels rearranged here, like it bends around your trace. Every second slightly altered by the echo of your space. could leave, but something holds me like a thread I never cut. So I stay inside the quiet where the past is never shut. If I changed every detail, would it finally let you go? Or just build another version of a ghost I already know? This room still knows more than I let show. Trumpet player left at intermission. He said he had a train. The band played on without him, but something went out of the rain. Left the same way, no goodbye, just a coat on the back of a chair. The sax picked up where you left off, playing nothing but the air. The second set was quieter. The drummer barely hit, and every note the sax let out was the shape of you leaving it. The trumpet player left at intermission. The audience didn't know, but the band could feel the hollow where the brass used to blow. But the band could feel the hollow where the brass used to blow. Intermission, trumpet left. The sax holds the space plays a solo in your empty place. You just live along the lines, in the corners of perception, in the edges of my mind, like a shadow that keeps moving just outside of where I see, like a feeling never solid but still shaping everything in me. You exist in the edges, in the blur, in the in-between, never fully in focus, never fully unseen. I don't reach, I don't chase, still you move through my space, like a thought I can't erase. You exist in the edges. Saxophone just like a fragment of a memory half formed. Every note just bends perception like a truth that's been transformed. There's a softness in your distance, like it's part of how you stay. Not too close to lose the mystery, not too far to fade away. Even time feels slightly altered when I notice how you move, like the rhythm shifts around you, like the world adjusts its groove. If I try to pull you closer, would you sharpen into view, or just scatter into something even harder to construe? precision of softness now, a skill that asks me to allow the bassline placing notes like falling leaves, a gentle weave, a slow reprieve. The lightest touch can hold the most, a gentle ghost, a quiet host. The sax breathes out a sound so small it's barely there, a tender care, a whispered prayer. I used to think that force was the only way to make the moment stay, to keep the gray away. But now I know the softest hand can shape a clear escape, a delicate drape. Softness has a precision all its own, a way of being that is known to those who understand the weight of a gentle fate, a quiet state. Rhodes is pressing keys with featherweight, a soft, deliberate gait. The brushes barely skim the skin of sound, a holy ground, a wound unbound. What if the strongest thing you do is the softest thing, the truest too? What if the power is in the pause, the gentle, because I am precise in my softness now, a gentle vow, a quiet plow. I do not need to be loud to be true. The precision of softness is what I do. Your fingers on the roads last night played something that felt almost right. by every chord you ever blessed your fingers, and I can't rest. I asked the Rhodes to play your touch. It played a chord that hurt so much. The bass slid down, the bass was such a gentle giant, soft and Dutch. The sax played notes that I could clutch. The brush drums brushed the broken crutch. The reverb held the final hush. Your fingers and I missed the rush. Your fingers on the Rhodes. The bass walks under. The sax explodes. The Rhodes decays in heavy loads. The brush drums brush the winding roads. The reverb holds the heavy chords. Your fingers, where the memory goes. Your fingers on the Rhodes, the molds of every love that never showed. What if your fingers never leave? What if the Rhodes begins to grieve? Then let the bass be the only sleeve. Your fingers, what I still believe. Your fingers on the Rhodes. The bass walks under. The sax explodes. The Rhodes decays in heavy loads. The brush drums brush the winding roads. The reverb holds the heavy chords. Your fingers, where the memory goes. Your fingers on the Rhodes, the molds of every love that never showed. Your fingers gone, but the road still glows. Your fingers gone, but the road still glows. Street lights through the rain tonight look like your cigarette glow. I count them one by one and wonder where you went in the snow. The taxi splashed the corner curb. I almost saw your coat. it was just a stranger's back. Hope stuck in my throat. The jazz club's down on 52nd. The doorman knows my face. He nods and lets me slip inside to my usual lonely place. Street lights through the rain. The sex cries just the same. Every puddle holds a ghost of you. Every chord whispers your name. The road drips like the rooftop. The bass walks through the flood. Street lights through the rain. The sax cries just the same. Every puddle holds a ghost of you. Every chord whispers your name. Street lights, rain. The last glow fades, and the sax plays on without you. Amber rain drips slow along the glass, marking time like footprints as they pass. Your hand rests softly where my heartbeat hides, tracing the quiet rhythm of the tides. The road glows warm like embers in the dark, each chord a fading whisper, soft and stark. You breathe a melody against my ear and turn the night into something sincere. Whispers under amber rain, calling out my name again, wrapped in tones that dull the pain. You hold me where the shadows went. If the storm outside decides to stay, let it hum our secrets through the gray. We belong to this quiet brush drums at the funeral of us. Soft and low, no fuss, no muss. The Rhodes is wearing black tonight. The bass slides left, the bass slides right. The sax is crying soft and light. The brush drums hold the fading light. The reverb buries what we were. The tremolo is the mourner's blur. The upright bass speaks every word that you and I never heard. I lit a candle for the kiss that died in mine, and I miss the way your tongue would twist and hiss. The Rhodes plays something like abyss. The bass walks through the precipice. The sax leans in and takes a risk. The brush drums soften, they dismiss the funeral of us, the bliss. Brush drums at the funeral of us. The bass walks slow, the Rhodes makes dust. The sax plays something that I trust. The reverb holds the broken trust. The tremolo shakes, the tremolo must. Brush drums at the funeral of us. No eulogy, no tears, no plus. Just brush drums and the dark adjust. I brought a rose for every line. You told me underneath the sky. The bass slid down, the sax asked why. The Rhodes played chords that made me cry. The brush drums whispered, let it die. The reverb held me thin and dry. The funeral of us a fly on the window of a July. The preacher was a tenor note that stuck inside my burning throat. The bass walked slow, the bass wrote a eulogy that didn't float. The sax played something that remote. The Rhodes just flickered, then it wrote. Brush drums at the funeral quote. The dark is warm, the dark's a boat. Brush drums at the funeral of us. The bass walks slow, the Rhodes makes dust. The sax plays something that I trust. The reverb holds the broken trust. The tremolo shakes, the tremolo must. Brush drums at the funeral of us. No eulogy, no tears, no plus. Just brush drums and the dark adjust. What if the funeral is just a way to it through the dark. Every window glowing faintly, like a distant fading spark. Stations passing in the silence, underneath the amber sky, while the rhythm of the rails sings a quiet lullaby. Silver train through midnight air, carrying dreams everywhere. Every mile another song, moving softly all night long. Saxophone across the platform sends a lonely velvet sound, like the echo of a promise, lost but never truly found. Passengers in quiet motion, watching city lights recede, while the rhythm keeps repeating, like a slow and gentle creep. Maybe somewhere past the horizon, there's a place where we could be, where the music of the evening plays our quiet melody. And the silver train keeps rolling through the calm of morning light, while the jazz notes fade forever into dreams of velvet night. like a room that dims its light, like a thought that keeps on circling but never lands in sight. Every time we drift apart, we don't really disappear, we just fold into the silence that we somehow always hear. There's a place we never leave, even when we walk away. The quiet we keep returning to feels more honest than the truth. In the spaces we refuse, there's a version me and you that never breaks, never moves, just exists without a clue. We don't fall, we don't choose. The quiet we keep returning to. Saxophone leans into stillness, like it knows where we remain. Every note just brushes meaning, then dissolves into the same. We could try to change the pattern, say the things we never say, but the silence feels familiar. In a way, we let it stay. Time becomes a soft emotion when we stop to chase the end. We just hover in the middle of a moment we extend. If we broke it, would it free us, or just leave us something new, something louder than the silence we've been hiding in all through? Maybe quiet is the answer. Maybe sound would only blur what we feel beneath the surface of a moment that won't stir. Still we go, still we do, back into the quiet we knew. Last song hanging in the air, chairs are empty everywhere. Your voice holds on to me tenderly. Every note feels like goodbye, passing by. Stay right here until it ends. Let the silence bend. Hold the night a little more by the door. Stay a little longer now. Feel it how in this final fading sound we're bound. Low bass, barely holding on. Brass drums almost gone. Your hand slips out of mine, right on time. Time, let's go. Stay right here until it ends. Let the silence bend. Hold the night a little more by the door. Stay a little longer now. Feel it how in this final fading sound we're bound. No encore planned, just this stand. If the room forgets our names, still the same. Stay, last refrain, soft and plain, under night's last gentle tone. We go trails drift through the silence, soft reflections on the midnight air. I watch them shimmer, fading gently as I move slow through the empty streets. My voice blends warm into the quiet, like smoke dissolving into moonlight. And each breath feels fuller, like I'm finally taking up my own space. Silver trails through the silence, guiding me somewhere tender. The sax paints emotions I can't name, warm hues glowing in the dark, and I let the music wrap around me. Lose gentle comforting. Drifting rhythm, letting the bass steady my steps. Every shadow feels softer now, every corner touched with calm. The night whispers something kind, and I believe it. I follow the silver trails until they disappear inside my heart. There was a moment tonight when the street lamps felt like they loved me back. Their soft glow wrapped around my loneliness, turning it into something gentle. I walk under their light, my voice humming in warm, low tones. And for the first time in a while, I don't feel invisible. I feel seen by the quiet itself. When the street lamps love me back, the world softened just enough to breathe. The sax move like warm silk, catching every fragile part of me. And I let the night hold me just as tenderly as I needed. The rhythm sways with my steps, matching the calm I thought I'd lost. The bass slides gently beneath my thoughts, a soft reassurance in the darkness. I whisper to the city, and it answers with light. Tonight, even the shadows feel a little kinder. I hum low in silver tone, searching what the night condones. Whisper like timid rain, barely touching hidden pain. Each step blends into the air, leaving footprints everywhere. My voice settles soft and true, letting old dreams shine anew. Velvet echo, pull me near, let my voice be crystal clear. Rose, embrace the atmosphere, holding every thought sincere. Darkness leans with open arms, wrapping me in subtle warmth. Moves gently through my core, opening a secret door. Sax sighs slow and soft reply, tracing tears I never cried. Everything begins to sway in this quiet velvet way. If the night decides to stay, let my echoes drift away, where the music softly plays all the truths I couldn't say. Velvet echo, pull me near, let my voice be crystal clear. Roads embrace the atmosphere, holding every thought sincere. Darkness leans with open arms, wrapping me in subtle warmth. Bass moves gently through my core, opening a secret door. Sex eyes, slow and soft reply, tracing tears I never cried. Everything begins to sway in this quiet velvet way. If the night decides to stay, let my echoes drift away, where the music softly plays all the truths I couldn't say. Velvet echo, pull me near, let my voice be crystal clear. Roads embrace the atmosphere, holding every thought sincere. Down this lane I'll always roam, where echoes make their gentle home. Velvet paths and whispered tones lead me, never alone. Every drop becomes a rhythm with the sound of passing feet. Neon signs begin to shimmer through the mist of midnight air, while the sax begins to whisper like a voice that isn't there. Slow rain on the empty streets tonight, soft reflections in the light. Every melody begins to flow the quiet silver rain, like a memory still shining through the corners of my brain. Windows glowing high above me hold the stories of the night. Every room another rhythm, every dream another light. Maybe love was just a moment, floating softly through the tune, like a quiet jazz confession underneath the fading moon. Equation of us, a sum that never settles into dust. The bass line poses questions with every note, a theory left afloat, a cryptic quote. Some nights we balance perfectly in grace. Some nights the variables shift their place. The sax is working out the unsolved parts, the algebra of hearts, the art of starts. We add and we subtract, we multiply the ache, a constant we can't break for heaven's sake. The answer always drifting just beyond our grasp, a pen that cannot clasp a fading map. We'll never reach the final equal sign, and maybe that's the beauty of the design. An infinite progression, a curve without an end, a theorem we defend, my friend. is penciling impossibilities between the certainties, the quiet ease. The brushes keep the rhythm patient, true, a proof we're moving through, me and you. Let it never be complete, let the mystery repeat. In the spaces we don't solve, we continue to evolve. The unfinished equation of us, unsolved, unfolding, enough. Thank you.